so let's just start off just a basic hip bump sweep. So the best time to go for the hip bump is when they're up, postured up, because I can't really shoot triangles, arm bars aren't there. A really, really good way to set this up would be to pull their posture down, and then they start to go up, then I use their momentum. So as she's going up, I uncross my feet, rock up, and then I post this hand, that way I can really get my hips up. To do it from here, I don't have the same leverage. So when I'm coming, I go here. See, my hips are completely off the mat. Since I'm going that way, I'm gonna tuck my left leg. My right leg goes behind me so I can push off of it. So once I'm here, I'm gonna block the post, and then I'm driving off that leg, and I'm driving my hips too. So block the post and drive. Right over to mount. Yeah. Something you really want to, when you're going for this one, is really make sure this leg is tucked. Because if it's out like this, and I hit bumper right onto my leg, like I'm a little stuck. I risk injuring my knee, and I can't attack her at this point. Like I'd have to try to make my adjustments, but I'm really stuck. All right, so rock up. As I'm rocking up, my feet uncrossed. It's not quite the same if you try to keep everything like crossed. So go here. Block this post. It's not the end of the world if they do post, because then you can go into like Kimuras and stuff like that. And sometimes you bait that. So as I'm coming up, block, tuck my knee, and then I drive and tuck. Okay. Questions? All right, I'm doing 1, 2, 3.
So when you're in closed guard, a lot of times they're going to be grabbing your wrist to try to break open your guard and escape. So he's going to grab one wrist. It doesn't matter what side he grabs. I'm going to go over his wrist, my opposite hand, under, like an I Dream Jean here. I'm going to try to get my hand across his palm, so I'm going to wiggle it a little bit. And now I'm going to brace it across my leg, and I'm going to twist it. I pull it across so I can give it a little side twist, because that side twist will, people with flexible wrists, will tighten it up that chain a little bit. So he grabs my wrist, I go over, under, and I grab my own arm. Wiggle, wiggle, so I have a good grip on his own hand. And I like to cut the angle here actually, but you can brace it with your leg as well. So it's up to you. You can play with that position here. And then I turn it, and just a little pressure here. Just a little rocking pressure. It's that side twist that really helps it though. And the nice part is, if Jake gets me in his close guard, and he grabs my wrist, I can do it from top. Same exact wrist lock. Okay, so it doesn't matter which position, and most times you can't attack from in closed guard very well, but this one's a safe attack to go for. So, one more time. You can do this one if you want. So you're gonna grab my wrist. So I'm gonna go over and grab my own. And then I'm gonna work my palm to his, like we're holding hands. I'm gonna brace it against my leg and twist it in. You wanna always have a brace for wrist locks if you're gonna do the hyperextending or hyperflexing. If you're doing the twisting ones, it's the only ones you don't have to worry about his elbow being against something. But for these ones, I'm using my leg to brace his elbow so that I can attack his wrist. Okay, any questions? Okay, find a new partner on 3. 1, 2, 3.
He doesn't want you to get this underhook and head and arm control, because this is when I have her flat, and then just like with what we were just doing, like her offense is a lot lower from here. Like she has to try and like push and start getting this underhook or making space to where I have to sit back up. So, but we're gonna start, we're gonna get our cross face, we're gonna get our head and arm control. So I like to go gable and drop the shoulder, okay? She just has just a basic half guard, no lockdown half guard or anything like that, because that causes more trouble.
Yeah, Kayla.
Sorry, Tracy.
So, gable, shoulder justice. I have her flat, which is perfect. I'm gonna lean this way. I don't have to lean super far, but just enough to make this leg light. If I'm sunk back and I try to lift this leg, like I can't lift it as well. So shoulder justice, a little lean. This goes light, and I go right on the inside of the thigh. So I'm just looking to use this to pry it open. If she has it squeezed like together to where I can't just put it on top, I'm gonna shuck it down. So shoulder justice, little shuck, open it up. And from here, I'm just gonna start working this to where I can get the knee free and cut across. But I'm holding the head and arm control the whole time. Once I get it across, usually this is your sticking point. I'm gonna use my free leg, up. And then I like to circle so I get low, circle towards the hips. If I just try to bring this knee in, which is possible, she could get on her side, start working to get free. But if I drop my hips and circle towards and go hip to hip, that's gonna keep her flat. And now I'm right up against her. Okay, cross face, head and arm control. Shoulder justice. So, if it's not where I want it, I'll just kind of move my hips to where I can put that, just the top of my foot right on the inside of her thigh. Here. So even if she's trying to squeeze down on it, like I'm opening it up. That's the good pry there. So, knees free, cut it across. Kick it off, sink, circle, and shoulder justice. Keeping everything nice and tight. Okay? Questions? All right, on three. 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
Okay, so pause right here. Okay, so when somebody's going for an Americana, you have to react fast. There's a couple ways you can do this. Is I can straighten out my arm, but he can arm bar me. So that's only temporary. I can move it down here, but he can Kimura me. So that's not really saving me either. So he's got the Americana, he's starting to go for it. So as soon as I feel him going for it, I'm moving. I'm gonna turn towards his head. So I'm gonna get my hands together here. I'm gonna brace this against my shoulder and my neck here, and I'm going to pull it here and attack the wrist lock, okay? 9 times out of 10, you will not get the submission from here, but you will get them to stop attacking you. And they'll move on to something else. It's more of a defense than a submission, but there is that small percentage of it. So as soon as I feel him going for this, I'm moving. I'm on my side, and you never want to be flat on your back. I'm on my side. I'm gonna grab here, and I'm gonna brace it against my neck and my shoulder and my chin. Okay, like I'm right here. Now I'm gonna grab and bend. He's gonna have to move. He's gonna have to react, or he's gonna have to tap. There's not any other option. Okay, so if he has it all the way locked in here, and he's a reverse motorcycled it, now I can't. Look, I can't turn. It's too late now. So now you will have to go to straightening it or bending it and trying to get out before he can attack you. Okay, so you have to be, it's a timing movement. You have to be fast. As soon as he grabs my wrist and I know he's going for it, I'm moving. Okay, so I'm bracing it, 2 on 1. And you're gonna have to move up to the fingers a little bit more. You don't wanna be all fingers here. You wanna be like right in the middle of your hand, his knuckles, okay? And then I bend. Also important to note that finger manipulation isn't legal in jiu-jitsu, so you have to have 3 or more for it to be considered a wrist lock, or you can get DQ'd in tournaments. Also, and here it's not nice if you just break people's fingers, so that's we don't do that.
Yes.
So, like I said, the sweet spot is when you have their hand and it's the middle of their knuckles is the middle of your hand. Okay. Then you have not too much finger, but not too much palm, so you have a little bit more movement there. So try it out a few times. I'll put a timer on and defend the Americana. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I'm going over. A lot of people were trying to go under, and while you can, it's uncomfortable and it's hard if he's really pressuring down on me in side control to get my arm through this way. So going over. Okay. And then he has my hand, but if they don't have your hand, that's okay. So if he has like more of my wrist, I'm just gonna go and grab knuckles here to brace it into my neck. Okay. And then if he doesn't drop his arm, so he's going fast and I see it and I go here, I can just brace it into any part of my body. I just want to get that. Okay. As soon as you have that elbow braced, you can attack the wrist. As soon as the elbow is braced. But yeah, go over that arm to get that wrist lock here. And then like he goes for my hand for the Americana, so it makes it super easy. But if they don't, I'm gonna just grab knuckles and get what I can get right here. Okay. So let's rep that out a few more times with the same partner, and then we'll go into the next technique.